Welcome to Physical Science Unsolved, and we are still solving. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the atomic model history from where it started and where we are now. So,
Gonna talk about philosophers,
yeah, English
scientists,
teachers.
nag-came up ng mga ideas,
So,
atoms,
kayo ba, may idea na ba kayo sa pag-uusapan natin ngayon?
a little bit.
So, yan, start na tayo.
Let's go back to 2,000 years ago. Democritus first came up with the idea that matter having composed of any tiny particles. They named these tiny particles atomos, which means indivisible.
So, yun nga po, pumupunit na nga po siya. Ang weird naman na ng pagpunit po.
ASMR.
Sige, isa pa nga. Sige. So, yun nga po, yung tiny particles kung sinasabi natin dito ay si Elaiza mismo. So, yun siya po yung pinaka-atom na mismo.
In 1803, Dalton proposed the atomic theory based on the following assumptions. 1. All matter is made up of atoms, which are indivisible. 2. Atoms of one element are all the same. 3. Atoms with different elements are different. 4. Atoms are combinations of two or more different types of atoms. In 1808, John Dalton published his first volume of New Systems of Chemical Philosophy, which is his groundbreaking book about the atomic theory. Let's go on to J.J. Thomson. While he was making fundamental studies of how electricity flow, he discovered the electron. In 1989, he measured how much heat the cathode rays generated and bent by the magnet.
Wait. Matimbang niya?
Yung ulit. Hydrogen o yung ilaw?
Yung ilaw.
Ay, kung ano yung race? Parang siya, may pagtimbang ba ng ano? Bigilo ba to?
Ano yun? Tinignan lang niya? Tinignan lang yan, sumata niya.
He concluded on the experiment that cathode rays weren't rays at all, but were light, small, negatively charged particles. He called them corpuscles, or electrons. Thomson already knew from the start that atoms are neutrally charged, so he knew that there are positively charged particles. This visualized model is the so-called plum pudding model or the raisin bread model.
Lakas pa ang pagkain.
Ang
Pagkain
sarap.
yung ginamit.
Sarap.
In 1909, Ernest Rutherford designed an experiment using a very thin sheet of gold foil and screen coated with zinc sulfide.
Wala kuha yung sulfide.
Wala mga zinc na yan sa commercial ko na kailangan.
Sa vitamins lang yan.
Sulfide.
Pwede mo nga maka yung gold foil eh. Kasi,
Gold.
ang sabi kasi dito, ginamit niya thin sheet of gold foil. So parang kahit ganun lang yun, medyo mahal pa rin to.
Some of the particles were deflected in large angles and sometimes reflected. He explained that the entire positive charge in an atom is concentrated in one small area, an area where he called it the nucleus. Later on, when he bombarded hydrogen with alpha particles, it produced hydrogen ions. From the new discovery, the positively charged ions were fundamental particles called protons. In 1911, when Rutherford's experiments were published, Niels Bohr traveled to England to study with Rutherford. He was also interested in the mathematical models made by Albert Einstein and Max Planck.
So ang nangyari, nagkaroon ng collab nga po dito. So,
Over the time, Bohr realized that the mathematical principles could be applied to Rutherford's atomic model. In 1913, Bohr improved Rutherford's model, the Bohr's model, sometimes called the planetary model, which represents the electron in the orbits around a nucleus. Niels Bohr also discovered the SPDF, or the quantum mechanics of the atom. Before, people only knew that atoms are only composed of protons and electrons, but in 1932, James Chadwick bombarded beryllium atoms with alpha particles, which produced an unknown radiation. He interpreted this radiation as composed of particles with neutral electric charge close to the mass of a proton. This led to the discovery of neutrons. In the modern model, one part of the Niels Bohr experiment is untrue, and that is the behavior of the electrons.
Ang complicated.
complicated nga eh.
Parang mas nagiging na, kesa yung mga dating model, mas specific na ngayon yung mga model.
Parami na ng parami yung information.
It was thought that the electrons are orbiting around the nucleus, similar to how planets orbit the sun. It turns out, we really can't say anything about the trajectory or the position of the electrons, but we can say its probabilities.
Mamaya pala may ma-discover na pala si Eileen. Eileen, may ma-discover ka pa ngayon? Ano pa ba mga letters na wala? QC. Quezon City. Ano?
I med, meron na. JR.
JR, Junior.
Alam mo, may ideas ka na about, atomic model. Pero, as you dig in sa mga informations talaga, sa history about it, sa backgrounds ng mga philosophers and scientists na nag-discover nun, nakaka-mind blow. Actually, kahit sa room namin, hi sir, shoutout sa'yo.
Hi, sir.
Sa pag-discuss niya, para sa akin, na nakaka-amaze talaga na yung mga taong to, na-discover yung ganitong bagay. At we're still learning of it.
Yung mga tao nag-evolve, pati rin yung mismong science, nag-evolve siya na may mga nadadagdag, may mga bagay. Yun nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina. So, ikaw.
Nakaka-amaze lang talaga na tayo mga tao. Nag-discover tayo mga ano. Dahil, ayun, curious na tayo. Tapos dahil doon, yun, may-evolve din yung science. So ako naman, parang naisip ko sila dati, bakit ang dami nilang nadi-discover ng mga bagay? Bakit ako wala? Bakit ganun? So ayun lang, naigit lang ako.
Wala talagang bagay sa mundo na constant. Lahat nagbabago. Kahit yung jowa mo dati.
Jowa na iba.
Yung akala mong yun na yun, nagbabago pa pala as time goes by. Paulit-ulit.
Ulit-ulit na lang tayo. Pero ayun kasi yung idea.
Oo. Ayun yung main point na
Ano sabihin to? Tsaka parang, since na nagbabago lahat, parang hindi pa natin alam lahat ng mga bagay-bagay sa mundo. Parang
yung sa philo, yung
philosophy
one thing I know
is I know nothing.
is I know nothing. Na doon pa lang sa quote ni Socrates, Plato. Aristotle.
Philosopher.
Basta philosopher.
Sino siya?
So editor, ikaw na po bahala kung sino. Alam ko si Socrates yun. Kung tama
i-flash
ako,
na lang namin.
kung tama ako, may lalabas siya na ding ding ding. Alam na yun ng editor. Na yung mga kaalaman mo ngayon, kahit alam mo sa tingin mo tama, sa tingin mo lang yun. Kasi sa buhay, wala talagang totoo. Walang taong totoo, walang bagay na totoo. Lahat yan magbabago. Lahat dadating sa point na marirealize mo na iba na pala.
Things change positively.
Change stop. Charot.